Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. I hope you are having a fantastic afternoon. It's a candle review day here on my channel, so I am going to be sharing 3 different candle reviews with you throughout the day. The first video was already released early this morning, and if you missed it, I will link it in the description box. I did review the Sniff Creme Couture fragrance in their extra large, or I guess you could say luxe size format. It was definitely, that was one of those splurge candles. It was $129, and without completely spoiling the video for you, I do think it was absolutely worth the splurge, at least for me personally. You'll have to decide that for yourself, but yeah, for me, definitely worth grabbing. But I already knew that I love the fragrance because I've been wearing the Sniff Creme Couture Eau de Toilette for many months now. I've gotten so many compliments on that particular perfume, and yeah, it's just a gourmand dream come true. So I knew that I wanted the candle. I just was kind of trying to decide whether, you know, I should start out with the 8 ounce or if I should just go for the 50 ounce because I know I like the scent anyway. So at any rate, yeah, it's totally worth the splurge for me. But again, you have to decide that for yourself. In that video, which was recorded a couple days ago, I did mention to you guys that I would be able to share my very first Kringle Country Candle Fall 2024 in-depth review today. However, that's not going to happen. I just want to give you the heads up about it really quickly here because I know some of you are probably expecting that. I had a couple of unexpected out-of-town trips come up in the last few days here that I had to take. So it really cut into my burn time with the new country candles for fall. Please know that those in-depth reviews are coming, but I really want to get at least a third of the way down before I start reviewing them because I know there are a lot of questions about the overall burn quality performance of country candle. So, you know, I can certainly review fragrances for you much earlier on, but I don't know that people necessarily are looking for that. You can get a lot of that information from, you know, a lot of people. Burn quality is really personally important to me, so that's why I'm deciding to hold back on sharing my thoughts until I dig a little further into those candles. But yeah, those reviews are coming. I anticipate probably by Sunday I can have at least the first 1 or 2 ready for you, so hang tight. I know I wish I could have gotten them done for today's little roundup here, but it just didn't happen. We are going to be talking about a Voluspa Panjore Lychee in this video, and then the last review that you will see later on this evening will be of another Voluspa fragrance. I purchased a bunch of these recently in order to determine which fragrance I would like to pick up either in a luxe or a hard size from Voluspa. If you're not familiar, Voluspa does offer much larger formats. They're quite spendy, and so you really want to make sure that you like a fragrance, I feel like, before you commit with these. So my way of doing that was to purchase the 3-wick tins, which honestly, if you're looking to get like the most accurate representation of what you're going to get from at least one of their luxe sizes, I think these 3-wick tins are a great way to go. They retail for $28, so not terrible. You know, obviously it's more, you know, than what a lot of us spend with candles from Bath and Body Works and a lot of other companies, but I do think that you are getting a little bit more of a premium product from Voluspa. So personally, so far, these have all been worth splurging on. Although I will say, out of all the fragrances that I purchased, this Panjore Lychee was actually the most disappointing for me. But that's just because of a personal preference that I have for lychee fragrances. So we'll kind of dig into why I'm not loving this one as much as I thought I would. But please don't be influenced by me not liking the fragrance. Just because I don't like something doesn't mean that you won't. You know, I'm just telling you about what I smell, obviously what my burn experience is, and yeah, so, but you have to decide whether this is the right fragrance for you to pick up or not. Anyway, let's go ahead and go through just a few minor details here because this is a newer format that I'm reviewing from Voluspa. So these 3-wick tins here retail for, like I said, $28. And hold on one second. Yes, there we go. That's what I was looking for. All right, hold on, I have to pull up the description. Okay, I can do this. Okay, these are 12-ounce metal vessels, and these are supposed to burn for 40 hours. This is a clean burning coconut wax blend, and they do use 100% natural wicks. There's no phthalates in their formulations, no parabens, no sulfates, no pesticides. Also, Voluspa is a 100% cruelty-free company, so that's something that definitely appeals to me. They are hand poured in California, so if candles made in the US are a big thing for you, this is a company who, yeah, they pour all of their candles in their own facility in California. I think it's actually Southern California. So, but yeah, anyway, they offer free shipping over $75. And then once you reach the $75 price point, they also include some free samples as well. So let's talk about the fragrance description here. I'll tell you what I smell, why I don't really care for this particular lychee. We'll talk strength and throw and then finish it off with the overall burn quality. Okay, a freshly picked cornucopia of lush lychee, crisp cassis, fresh melon, and Asian pear is the inspiration for this mouth-watering cream of the crop scent. A daily serving from this juicy garden's harvest will revitalize and enliven the ambiance of any room. All right, so what do I smell? Okay, so I guess here is kind of my first issue with this particular fragrance is that I'm not sure that I paid a ton of attention to the description when I first ordered this. Honestly, I saw lychee and I thought, okay, well, automatically I'm probably gonna love that, so put it in the cart. But had I really read through the description, I think I would have maybe taken it out of my cart. So what I smell here is a lot of pear, and I'm a little bit particular about pear. It's not like mint or eucalyptus or maple where it's like an automatic no for me when it comes to pear fragrances, but I am a little bit more picky about them. I prefer sweeter pear fragrances, and I definitely prefer them in a very gourmand type of fragrance concoction, if you will. So a pear tart, a pear cake, a pear pie, you know, some kind of dish that has a crust note, a crumble note, something like that, paired with a nice sweet pear that I like. But what I don't care for with pear is if you just smell the pear skin, or if it's coming across as a more unsweetened pear. So almost like the pear is not quite ripe enough to really dig into. It's definitely more of that unripe pear note that you're getting here. And I think because I'm a little bit of a hawk when it comes to pear, I just zeroed in on it instantly. And it only intensified as I lit it up and have been burning it for the last several weeks. This is very pear forward for me personally, and it's just not the right type of pear note. Now, I do smell lychee in here, but again, it's not the sweetest lychee note. And I think that's what I really love about lychees in general, is they are a very sweet tropical fruit. But in my mind, a lot of the lychee fragrances I've enjoyed in the past, like Radiant Sky from Bath & Body Works or Sugared Lychee Martini from Homeworks, those particular lychee fragrances are very sweet, almost like the lychee is candied, but not. If you have a perfectly ripe lychee, if you've ever been able to enjoy one of those, they are very intensely sweet. And that's what I really love about the smell of this particular fruit is it's just very intense. It's very I don't know, if succulent is the right word. It makes my mouth water. It is so delicious. And this particular lychee is almost, again, it's almost like it's just not quite ripe yet, which is so interesting. Now, I do definitely pick up a melon note in here. I didn't pick it up quite as much on cold sniff, but I definitely smell like almost, I would say like a, what's the green, is that cantaloupe? What's the green melon? No, that's honeydew. Okay. It's the green one I'm smelling, which I believe is the honeydew melon. Cantaloupe is the like orangey flesh, right? Am I getting that right? I'm pretty sure I'm getting that right. Honeydew is the one I'm definitely picking up here. It's probably my least favorite melon note. I don't normally hate it, but again, it's a melon note that's, you know, not crazy sweet. Honestly, this is coming across as more of a fresh fruity scent than it is a warm, sweet, delicious, more like straight up edible fruity scent, you know, like the perfect ripeness for all of these fruit notes here. There is definitely a touch of cassis as well, and even the cassis is not overly sweet. I just think when it comes to this one, there's just not enough sweetness in this one. It's a very interesting take on a lychee fragrance, and I'm glad that I finally experienced it. I did have a lot of people recommend this particular fragrance to me, just knowing my love of lychee. So I feel a little bad not giving it like the greatest review, if you will, in terms of how I feel about the fragrance. But again, just because I don't like it doesn't mean that you won't. If you don't actually like heavily sweetened fragrances, then this might be right up your alley. Again, this to me smells more of like a fresh, not overly ripe fruit type of concoction. And if that's your vibe, I think this one is definitely gonna float your boat. In terms of performance, it's been great. Like, no issues there at all. This is one of the 3 wicks, like I said, and the strength and throw of this has been a solid, I would say 7 for both. Does it fill the entire house? No. But does it give me a good idea of what I can expect from a 3 wick? Yes, it does. This performs actually quite similar to the 3 wick Voluspa Noble Fir Garland that I had last holiday season. I really think that if you are interested in purchasing a larger size from Voluspa, but you, again, want to know what the experience is roughly going to be like, test out these tins first. That'll give you a good idea. Now, these are only 40-hour burn time, so, you know, there's that. In terms of some of the other formats, they do have the large jar candle, they have the small jar, they have the classic. They have something called a Chawan bowl candle. That's actually a really beautiful design. You might want to check that out. And if you're really just wanting to try this one out in their smallest format, they do have this available in a mini tin. And on the Voluspa website, you can actually put together, I believe, a bunch of their mini tins. I think it's like 6 or 8 potentially that you can pair together to give yourself, you know, some candles to sample. They are going to be a lot smaller than what I'm showing you here, but if you're just looking to check out fragrances, that might actually be a better way to go about it. And in the future, you know, I think that I might I might go that route as well if I am, you know, ultimately looking to purchase a luxe or a hearth anyway. So burn quality, no issues. These wicks are wonderful, you guys. They do get a little long between each burn, and I don't really trim much off, to be completely honest. I basically just kind of straighten the wicks out because they do this little curling thing at the very top. I leave these lit for about 4 hours max. I have burned them for up to 5 or 6 hours, and there has been no issue with that. So yeah, no burn quality issues at all. It's not sooting. It's not, the wax is not discolored. I will give you guys an overhead shot. I did just light this right before filming this video, so do keep that in mind here. Oh, look, I forgot to fish out my little, so that is about how much I trim off of the top right there. I forgot to grab that guy. I'll fish that out later, but you can see it pulls out quite quickly. Enough of a flame there to really get this to fully pull out. I'm definitely at the halfway point with this one. I will not personally be repurchasing it, but like I said, if this is something that speaks to you in terms of the freshness here, go for it. I think you're really going to enjoy it. But for me personally, this is not the fragrance for me. I'm glad I tried it. I appreciate your recommendations. Keep them coming. You know, just everybody obviously has their own preferences when it comes to this kind of stuff. I'll go ahead and link this in the description box down below at Voluspa. And please leave your thoughts about this fragrance in the comments down below as well, so that if you have a different take on this one, share that. Like I said, it's just my nose, what I'm detecting, and you might have a completely different take on it. So feel free to share that down below. I appreciate you being here. Again, subscribe if you're new, and stay tuned for the very last candle review, which again will be of another Voluspa fragrance. That'll be going up a little bit later on today. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodaloo.